Oh, hello. We're live. We're doing it. What's up, everybody?
We're big live.
We're big live, not small live. There's a difference.
Not small live.
What is medium live? Like medium rare steak?
Well, medium live. Am I not coming to?
Oh, you're right there.
Medium live would be like medium well steak. I think medium live is bad.
Medium well steak is bad.
I think medium well steak is bad. Hot take.
Hot take already.
I think medium rare steaks are good, and you would call that a cool take because that's what you cook them on.
Coal?
Cool, like very cool temperatures. Because it's medium rare.
The cool fire instead of the hot fire. I understand. The blue fire, I believe, is the coldest. That's definitely true. Don't look it up. Anyways, y'all, welcome. So excited. Honestly, even a little bit nervous to be live after so long, but we're very excited. And we have some fun stuff going through the Player Core 2, which released today, I believe. I did want to do a couple of things first, if I can remember where I put it.
Keynotes.
Yes. I wanted to start us off with just a little update. So, also, hi, y'all. In case this is your first time tuning in with us, I'm Syrup, and that over there behind me, and also next to me on my screen, is Waffles.
Hello.
We are the two halves of WafflesMapleSyrup, and we do mostly Pathfinder stuff. And so if you have never touched Pathfinder, welcome. Is one of our favorite things to do is to bring in the new people, so join us. And if you are a veteran, then we also love getting corrected. So tell us when we're wrong. As long as it's respectful, we appreciate it.
We chant one of us until you become smarter than us, and then we appreciate you for correcting us all the time.
Yes, there's only two sides of the coin. But actually, Waffles and I are going to represent two sides of that coin today before we go over that Player Core 2, not one, the second one that I'm very excited for. But because there's a lot of announcements that came out today with the, I think it was today, yes, with the GenCon Keynote, not pre-note, Keynote, from Paizo, and they like to do a lot of cool, exciting stuff for their GenCon's one of the cons that they actually go to physically. So they like to kind of share a lot of that excitement because they have a lot of the books that they bring there to share. And with the Keynote, there was a lot of cool, exciting stuff. So I wanted to share some of the stuff in case you just haven't seen it yet and you were interested and you want to know what is new and exciting in the Pathfinder and Starfinder communities and what's going on. So couple of highlights that I generally caught is the big one, Starfinder playtest is out, which is huge. And
heck yeah,
this is now Starfinder2e, so now we have two 2es, Pathfinder2e and Starfinder2e. We are going to I'm really excited to get my hands on it, honestly. I think we, some of you all know us from our first campaign that we really kind of produced out here, which was our Journeys Adrift Starfinder campaign. That was Starfinder1e. I have made no secret that it was, as a system, really rough for me. As a player, Waffles was our GM, and I am so excited for 2e, specifically because of that ease of, I love Pathfinder2e. I've been dying to get my teeth into Starfinder2e. And so thank you so much for the sub, Lana. Welcome in.
Hello.
And also, hi, Universal Science. I should look at chat too. I apologize. But the balance of crunch to, I forgot we have this subscriber alerts.
Get wrecked.
Oh man. So the crunch of Starfinder1e to the balance of the narrative and everything was just too much for me personally. Hopefully they kind of mesh it all together with 2e, as I do love Pathfinder2e, and then that cross compatibility is delicious. I'm really, really excited. Waffles, are you excited? You don't get excited for anything.
Yeah, I'm I was about to say I'm autistic, so I don't get excited. That's not really true. That's not how that works. But I think it is a good addition from my logical standpoint.
When we were early on, we were doing some Starfinder stuff. We were really like so wanting it to be 2e that we almost tried to do it ourselves, which obviously was a ridiculous undertaking that wasn't quite realistic.
I got through like 1/15 of the rules.
You know what? That is impressive. Also, welcome, Johnny. Hi. So excited, y'all. All right. So, yes, lots of Starfinder 2e coming out. So the playtest is coming out along with some, I think 1 or 2 adventures for that playtest adventures. So you can try it out with different leveled adventures. They have the Empire's Devoured is going to be their playtest adventure 2, and that's a 10th level adventure. So you can, I think there's there's 2. There's Starfinder. The first one is a Cosmic Birthday, and that one is for lower levels, and then it goes up into 10th level play as well, so you can really explore the system. I think that's a great idea. There was
the Cosmic Birthday is the one I heard.
Yeah, and I'll half the thing for me as an artist, I'm really here to ooh and ah at the art. So a lot of really cool art was kind of shown in the keynote speech as well. I highly recommend y'all. I think it should go on YouTube soon. If it's not, definitely go check it out, or in their VODs on Twitch as well. Okay, cool. Lots of fun stuff. I think some of the books that are going to come out is the Starfinder Galaxy Guide. There's some creepy monsters in there. That's all I gotta say. It's pretty good, but it's going to be a setting primer for old and new fans. I think that's going to be really exciting. I'm going to skip through some of the Starfinder stuff here. And of course, we have to talk about War of Immortals. War of Immortals being the next age of Pathfinder things that are coming out. So we are getting Animist and Exemplar soon. It's freaking wild. The new classes.
Is it the next age, like after Age of Lost Omens, or is it just like you're just saying that because it's like the next book coming out?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to say the wrong thing. I don't think it's the next. I don't think it's.
It's probably not the next age yet.
Probably not yet is my guess. But War of Immortals is the next book, I believe, that's coming out, and that's going to have the Animist and Exemplar class, which was play tested last year, so we got our hands on it a little bit ago. Let's see, there's some fighter class archetypes. I'm just kind of scrolling through some stuff here.
The Exemplar seems broken.
Yeah.
The Animist seems really fun. The Animist is like kind of everything I wanted an Oracle to be, but I also like Oracles a lot, so.
I never did the playtest. I want to try it out. I did see the Exemplar being quite broken, but I also understand given the flavor of the character. That's is that the demigod ones?
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
And it's a rare class, I believe.
I think it's the first rare class. I think they've had uncommons so far. Now it's a rare class.
So I think it's hard because everybody wants to do rare classes, and I know a lot of very forgiving GMs, Waffles, that let people do whatever they want. And so it's definitely, hopefully that's their attempt at balancing it, and having that be a rare class that you're like, okay, you have, at least for Starfinder, oh my god, I'm blanking on it. What's the authorized play? What's the word I'm looking for?
Starfinder organized play.
Organized play, that's the one. You have to like work your way up to being able to unlock a rare class. So at least they try. But that's okay. I think it'll be a lot of fun, and you know, it may be broken, but I won't be complaining when I play it.
Yeah. First question in chat already.
Oh,
what's a rare class?
What's a rare class? Okay, so with everything Pathfinder 2e, whether it's feats, whether it's classes, whether it's ancestries, you have different rarities. You have common. Most common things you're going to be able to find everywhere. They have rules for this as well. So, you know, a staff, a regular old staff is a common item. A backpack is a common item. You're not going to have any trouble getting your hands on it. And similarly, they do use that same classification for classes, feats, and etc. For more specialized things, you might have an uncommon item or an uncommon feat. And that is the way we play anyways, Waffles and I, is we say, if it's common, you can have it, no questions asked. Sometimes you say for uncommon and rare, check in with your GM. We like to play it that way. Before taking it, we want to make sure it makes sense for your character. You're not just overpowering your character. Tends to be that the rarer, so whether that's uncommon or rare, the insert thing here is the feat, the item, the class, the stronger it is, or the more specialized it is. And that's usually how they balance it. So
Yeah, so even in the rules, it says uncommon is usually part of a particular culture or part of the world. The GM can choose to allow access for anyone. But then if you go to rare, it says it is very difficult to find in the game world. Is available only if the GM decides to include it in the game. Typically only discovered during play. So like very few people can start as rare. So like if you get to the Pathfinder Society where they play like the organized play and stuff, you wouldn't be able to start as an exemplar. You would have to go through the world, probably meet one, get another character trained, and then eventually like buy it with some of the Starfinder or like Pathfinder Society currency type stuff.
Yeah, and we won't get into Pathfinder Society play because that's a whole subgenre. But yes, as Sharatim says in chat, it's like playing a Star Wars TTRPG. Jedis are supposed to be super rare, but everyone wants to be a Jedi.
Yep.
It's exactly like that.
Oops, all exemplars.
Oops, all exemplars. That we do need to play that. That'd be great. So War of Immortals, because it is a bunch of things coming out soon, all tied into the War of Immortals. Oh, if you have no idea what War of Immortals are, War of Immortals is what we call a meta event. A meta event. That was my attempt at not having a really Jersey accent, and it sounded terrible in my own ears. Meta. Yeah, that's okay. Now my shame is public for the world. You're welcome. So with War of Immortals, the meta event, Waffles, how would you explain a meta event in the lore?
The best way I think I can explain it, and I am not privy to like really what meta events are in Pathfinder because I didn't play 1e, but the best way I think I can explain it is things had to happen outside of the game. Basically like rules had to change, a god needed to be revised, etc., etc. And then it is then basically changed for a reason within the game.
I'm not sure if it's for meta reasons the way we're familiar with meta. I believe that with meta events, with War of Immortals specifically, for example, spoiler alerts, but you're going to be... anyways, we talked about Pathfinder Society, which I said I wasn't going to go into, but that's okay.
Oh my gosh.
It's basically people go through Pathfinder Society scenarios all over everywhere that you play Pathfinder. So if you are part of Pathfinder Society and you're playing through all these adventures, those records of what happened in your game are supposed to be collected and sent to Paizo. And what they do is they take the majority of what happens in players' games, like did you defeat the guy, the big bad guy? Did you not defeat the big bad guy? Things like that. What happened in your story? And the majority affects the world of the future adventures. It's a really cool way to keep everybody super engaged. This major meta event with War of Immortals is because big things are happening in the lore of Pathfinder. In this case, a god has died.
All right, I have the professional definition as well.
Yes, please.
A meta event is a hardcover rule book that connects adventures, fiction, setting, and all the rule books into a single storyline.
Perfect. So it's a collection and collaboration of all of these things that have happened. So yes, if we were so into this, there was a collection of things that were released on Paizo's blog earlier, I think this year, called the God's Reign Prophecies. Oh my gosh, there were so many theories abound, but each one of these blog posts from Paizo was a story of how a different god died, and if they were written as their story. These are quote unquote in-game prophecies that were being read that they were marked safe. So we had a literal bingo board of gods in the Pathfinder pantheons that had the chance to die. And then each week we were on the edge of our seats trying to figure out who's safe, who do we mark off the bingo board, and we find out which of the gods has died. It's genuinely awesome.
It was like 2.5 months. It was
It
pretty
was
good.
really, really good, yeah. So Gorham, I believe, was the final decision. So he is dying.
Rip Gorham.
Go it.
I said Rip Gorham.
I was like, did I say it wrong? So anyways, all that to say, that is what the big meta event is for War of Immortals. So lots of stuff is coming out for it. They have in July Pray for Death. I know we have a Red Mantis fan here in chat, I believe. So Pray for Death is going to be focused on you get to play as assassins, which is going to be really, really awesome. And all of these are tied into the meta event. There's going to be an adventure path, curtain call as well, that's tied into War of Immortals. In October is the RPG rulebook War of Immortals, the actual meta event. There's going to be Triumph of the Tusk, which is an adventure path, and then Before the God's Reign, which is a flash fiction anthology. And then September, they took all the God's Reign prophecies, they made it into a short story, so that ebook is coming out in September. And November, the novel God's Reign is coming out, so they're also doing all of this in narrative form. And then finally, in the end of November, we're getting Lost Omens Divine Mysteries, which is the last, or I shouldn't say last, which is the next Lost Omens source book. So
the
excited.
Last book they'll ever publish.
Don't quote me on that. I'm really, really, really excited for the Divine Mysteries because they're getting us deep dives and kind of fleshed out lore, adjusted lore, etc., for a lot of the gods, and I think that's going to be a lot of fun. So that was some of the highlights of the keynote. Enough about that. I'm going to close all that. I guess we should get to the main event, which is... Wait, what? What did I miss? Did they die in canon? Yes, they did die in canon. They dead.
Yeah.
Rip to anybody who is like a champion of Gorham or like...
Yeah, I know. No more Lord of Iron do we have. I guess they were chaotic neutral and chaotic evil, so that's probably okay.
Probably. In the end of the day, you can homebrew whatever the heck you want. He cannot be dead in your world if that's what you want. But in the lore of the world and kind of future stuff that's coming out, Gorham is going to die. He's going to die. Nothing you can do about it. All right. Let's bring us over. I brought us over. I did it. To our player core book. Look at this. Look at this pretty stuff. Look at the art. I like it. So I mentioned earlier that we're going to be doing two sides of the coin here. How are we going to do that? I've restrained myself. I have not looked at this book yet. Waffles, on the other hand, has done a deep dive in this book already. So Waffles is going to lead us through some cool highlights through this book. We're not going to go through every single thing. As a reminder, this is Player Core 2, meaning there's already the Player Core 1 already out there that has some of the other classes, the main classes and everything. This is in addition to that, so these are some more of the uncommon and rare ancestries, as well as classes and things like that. So I'm super excited to get into some of these because I'm really curious how Oracle has changed. Which was in the other one? I forget. Which was in the other one, right?
Let me scroll down, I'll tell you.
I should look too. Here we go.
Yeah, which was in the other one.
Yeah. Okay. So Oracle, I'm super, super excited for, as well as seeing how some of the familiars have changed. Listen, there's plenty of stuff. And look at the art. Look, it's already so pretty. I'm so obsessed. So yes, I'm going to be sitting here being like, ooh, pretty art. And Waffles is going to take us through the actual. So if I've played Pathfinder2e before in this, is this just additional stuff or a rework of system rules? Okay, so we should talk about what the remaster actually is. It is technically it can contain a rework of system rules. What that means in this case is some stuff is going to stay the same. Some stuff is going to be renamed due to both OGL things, so licensing issues, now that they've fully stepped away from anything that was in Dungeons and Dragons 3.5. So they just, some of the things they just have to change for legal reasons. Other things they have polished. They have taken this opportunity to just sort of be like, let's just redo all of this stuff. So one of the main things of the remaster is alignment is gone. Alignment being gone affects certain classes, affects certain ways things operate. So they do need to quote unquote release all of the classes and ancestries that we've had to reflect some of these updates. Another big thing the remaster has done away with is schools of magic. So that's also super impactful for certain things. And so we're kind of going through and reworking those things. Now, the way they ruled for Pathfinder Society play is the rule of thumb that you can use for nearly everything else. And what that is if a spell has been reworked with the same name or same enough name, use the new one for Pathfinder Society play. If a spell has been reworked into a brand new spell, completely new name, completely new operation, and I'm just using spells as an example here, you can use either one. Both are still valid. And in your home games, in your personal lives, you can do whatever the heck you want. So the best part about this is we have to always give a shout out to Archives of Nethys. They now have a toggle where you can view the rules through the remaster or not. And you'll be able to sort through everything there for all of the rules. All of the stuff is there for free. So if you're searching for something and you have the remaster toggled on, it'll show you the new name. So you can still search from it from the old name, and it makes things a lot easier. I hope that answered your question.
Yep.
No schools of magic. No.
Yeah. TLDR on Oracle. It's a more complicated class, right? I can go into this one.
Do you want me to jump to it? You want me to get to that page?
I do have changes about the Oracle. You want me to come up with that one since it was a question?
Let's listen. We can jump around. We will be jumping around.
Yeah.
This stuff. So let's go ahead, jump to Oracle, so we can at least. We gotta look at the pretty pictures as well. This is part of it. So let me.
Maybe you can read the the top notes of Oracle, so everyone kind of gets a Duval.
Hi, Duval.
I will ban you whenever
ban
I want.
him immediately. It's Duval. Run, hide. Hi, Duval.
I can. I'm hovering over it.
The infamous story goes that once upon a time, Waffles clicked on something and dragged his dragged his mouse accidentally, allegedly accidentally, and banned Duval for 806,200 and bajillion minutes.
No, 96,400 seconds. I have to remember the number. That's the price I pay.
That's the price you pay. I understand. All right, let's talk about what Oracle is. Oracle, Oracles are so fascinating. I can't get over them. Okay, your conduit to your conduit. I can read, y'all. I know how to read. I swear. Your conduit to divine power eschews the traditional channels of prayer and servitude. You instead glean sacred truths and great mysteries embodied in overarching concepts. Whether because you perceive the common ground across multiple deities or circumvent their power entirely, you explore one of these mysteries and draw upon its power to cast miraculous spells. But that power comes with a terrible price, a curse that grows stronger the more you draw upon it, which you might uphold as an instrument of the divine or view as a punishment from the gods. It's unique. It is not like, I don't even know what to compare it to for those that are maybe more familiar with D&D.
There's not much. The most uniqueness about it is it's the only class that has severe downfalls for playing your class. Being the curse.
Yeah, let's really quickly, and I'm gonna, if you can look at the top here, we are going through, again, Player Core 2. I think one thing that I love about Pathfinder 2e is options, okay? There is a bajillion options, and you can really flavor your character in a bunch of ways. But for first-time Pathfinder 2e players, I cannot stress this enough. There are easier classes to play and harder classes to play. Jacob knows this Duval knows this firsthand. Having jumped into playing
Summoner.
Pathfinder for the first time as a summoner is no easy feat. Oracles as well are on the complex-er end of things, but they're unique and flavorful. So if that's something you're ready for and you want to go into, I'm not stopping you. Go for it. Have a blast.
It's a very fun class.
It's super fun. But if it's something that if you know yourself and you could get a little overwhelmed with rules and learning a whole bunch of stuff and playing things like abnormally, make the decision that's best for you. I promise you, playing a fighter in Pathfinder 2e is as fun because you're able to flavor your choices in so many different ways. And so I do want to mention that as we go talking a little bit more about Oracle, for example, how this may seem a little overwhelming if you've never played a Pathfinder character before, for example, or however, but it is still very, very awesome, flavorful class. So like we said, not quite anything comparable in D&D. I have played an Oracle or two in my time. Waffles has as well.
I played one for one session.
Really? Thought you played more than that?
It was very fun, but yeah, I played. It was like one of the first sessions I got to not be a GM in Pathfinder 2 when we met up with some friends, and I just played a live Oracle, but it was really fun.
Was this in New Orleans?
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, I remember now. I have a great memory, y'all. So okay. The cool thing about Oracle play, basically, you are a charisma character, charisma class. You are oddly tanky, actually, for a magic caster comparatively. And as you can look kind of on the right here, you get an idea of what you kind of start off with. It is a way to be tied to the gods if you so choose, without being a cleric, for example, or a champion, which is Pathfinder's paladin.
Yep.
I'm trying to think of like the way they have managed to flavor the curses, really flavor your play style as well. I feel like I played an Oracle of Ash, which was really cool because as I drew upon this power, I moved slower because I was basically turning into ash, for example, like flakes of ash was like coming off of me. And on the other hand, though, slashing damage, I took one less like slashing damage all the time. I think slashing and something else. I don't know if this has changed, by the way, in this new one.
Yeah, I was about to say, if you're speaking on changes, do I need to jump in here?
Well, yes, that's true. So,
all right, quickest jump. I'm not gonna explain it like I will later.
Well, real quick, let me ask Lana if she feels that she understood the general concept of Oracle, and then from there, yes, let's go ahead and jump into the changes specifically because I'm curious.
Oh, all the changes. Okay.
Well, no, whatever you want. You take the lead, Waffles. You read this book. I haven't.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. Oracles no longer start with 2 focus points. They were one of the only classes that did. That was something that set them slightly
How
apart.
dare you nerf my character?
Yeah. Talk about nerfs. I think Oracle's got some of the bigger ones.
Oh, God. That's fair, I guess.
They only start with 1 focus point now. And when they only have one focus point, which means they only have 1 focus spell, revelation spell, they also get a curse-bound feat, which is basically a feat. It's called Foretell Harm.
Wait, I want to look at this. Where is it?
It's a level 1 feat, free action. Free action causing someone to take more damage as a similar spell you cast last round by a misfortune.
Wait. I lost that. Is there a page for this?
It should be further down. It basically it's going to show you Oracle, and then it's going to show you...
Oh, there it is.
Like feats, yeah.
Here we are on the left.
I didn't go super deep into the feats. I did all the level 1 feats and then some of the bigger changes on higher feats, but I couldn't go to all the level 20 feats.
No, of course, no. We'd be here forever.
Yeah, but it's foretell harm. It's that first feat right there.
Foretell harm, yeah. So this is looking into the future. Your magic echoes ominously. You glimpse injury in the target's future. That's really cool. Takes a damage twice the thing. So the requirement is your previous action was to cast a non-cantrip spell that dealt damage, and then you get to do it again.
It's really that how they explained it. I thought was really cool. It's like if you hit someone with a fireball, for example, then they take fire damage. You can then do this free action to cause them to take more fire damage on their turn. But it's like by a small mishap, like they stepped in some of the fire left over from the fireball, took 2 more damage.
I missed the key part of this, that it's a free action. That's wild.
Yeah.
Yep. Fun thing.
But then they're immune for 24 hours, but it's fun.
That is very, very cool. For the sake of, if we talk about free actions and all that jazz, one of my favorite things about Pathfinder2e is the very, very simple concept of 3 actions. Everybody has 3 actions. Some people have reactions, and a free action, it's exactly what it sounds like, is free. You can do it whenever the heck you want. Doesn't cost into your, well, not whenever the heck you want, but it doesn't cost action economy, which is huge. Very, very cool. Awesome. Yeah. Anything else with Oracle? Look at this picture.
Yes, I'm gonna save the best one for last, but there's like 2 more things I got here. So there's a lot of fun feats now, and basically, since you lost some of your focus and revelation spells, you have a lot of feats that cause quote spell effects. This isn't in the book. This is just my take on it, but one of the feats gained is called the Dead Walk. Ooh. So for two actions, you can summon warriors that make strikes on people based on your curse bound state. So like if you are cursed 2, you summon 3 warriors that make strikes using your magic. If you're curse bound 3, you summon 4 warriors, etc., etc. And then they go away after that turn, basically. But it's a 2-action feat that you can do.
Cool. I like it. Look at how badass this person is, though. I'm just obsessed.
And then saving the best for last. Curses are mostly bad now.
Really?
Yeah. A lot of curses were like the Life Oracle, for example. Cursebound 2 state was you can't be healed anymore. But so story wise, life was leaking out of your body as a Life Oracle.
Right.
So you couldn't be healed anymore, but your healing jumped from D8s to D12s.
Right, so you kind of empowered your own healing.
Yeah, you empowered yourself, but you also couldn't get healed, so you could die pretty easy.
Is that no longer the case?
From what I have seen and heard, curses are 90% bad now. So like the spell effect I told you, the feat, the Dead Walk, if your curse state's higher, you get good stuff. You get more strikes, and I think that's where they're leaning to. But the curse itself is more bad for you.
Okay. So I'm looking, I found here the Curse of Outpouring Life, which may be something similar.
It's the Life Oracle, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So like we said, life energy flows outward from you and connects you to all living things, but you expend your vital essence to do so. So let's kind of glance through here. Oh, am I just reading this backwards? I am. This is the life. My bad.
You got this.
I know. Wait, but then there's no details? Question mark? Oh, I literally just need to keep reading, y'all.
You got this.
10 out of 10. I have ADHD. I see a big paragraph. I read the first sentence and I'm done. As your life force seeps outwards, it becomes more difficult to keep your body functioning. Magical effects that restore hit points to you take a status penalty equal to your level. Ooh, so it kind of scales with you and everything. Okay. Literally take a status penalty equal to your level times your curse bound value. Whew. Okay. Wild. Awesome. Okay, so we did jump down to Oracle. Should I go back up to the top here and take us through however you like, Waffles?
Yeah, unless we get questions in chat, I can probably just go in order so it's easier for you.
Sure.
Uh,
Well, I already see one thing. I'm looking at the
Okay.
Ancestries here.
okay. What's that?
What's
What do you see?
what's this Tripkee? This isn't a
That-
Grippling.
That's the Gripply.
What? Have there been any other? Oh, okay. I see two so far. Have there been any major name changes to the Ancestries aside from Kholo and Tripkee?
No, but I wanted to bring it up that I was very surprised because Tripkey and Kholo are what they call themselves rather than like what other people would call them. Like
But Catfolk didn't change. Oh,
Catfolk. I don't know if Catfolk has a different one actually,
no, I think I'm confusing that and.
but Ratfolk does. They're Yosoki.
Oh, maybe they kept that difference to differentiate between Starfinder.
That's what I'm thinking, but I just think it's interesting.
Overall thoughts re Oracle changes, yippee or no? I'm interested. I honestly am neutral. I think the way when I went through it a little bit more detail, the witch from Player Core 1, and I actually really enjoyed how they redid their familiars, and I really enjoyed how they redid their patrons. Hearing from the Oracle side of things, I'm not immediately like, ooh, this is super cool, so I'm not super infatuated. But that's something that I'd more want to like play out and see how the balance has adjusted, to see how I feel about that.
Myself, as a person who focuses on balance and numbers in my brain, I think it's a very slight yippee. It's like a whisper of a yippee. It's like yippee, like that.
Just like that.
Just like that. Yippee. Because I think they are more interesting, but they're vastly weaker. I think they may be slightly too weak. I don't think they're unplayable, but I think they were an above average class in mechanics, and now they're a below average class in mechanics.
I can see that. That would be hard to adjust for those that are used to certain things. So I understand that. There's a wonderful question. Paul V. Menz, please don't ever apologize for being a novice. We love new people to Pathfinder 2e.
I'm a novice player too.
I'm a novice player too. Let's be honest. Let's learn together.
I might be a amateur, one step up from novice, if I am like
Is amateur above
50.
novice?
I believe so. I don't know. I'm going from old school, like playing sports games. The difficulties were novice, amateur, and professional.
Oh, okay. Yeah, see, it's my lack of sports showing. Anyways, let's actually answer your question. Kholo and Tripkee, what were they before? Kholo, which we have here, were, oh my god, I'm immediately blanking. Gnolls. I was like, it starts with a G, but it doesn't sound like a G. Gnolls were Kholo, and I think we have Gnolls in D&D. They are, I think, flavored very differently in Pathfinder, though. And we can glance at them in a second as well.
Much less inherently evil. That's the big thing.
And then Tripkee were Gripplies. Little Gripplies. They're tiny little frog-like humanoids. I love them because you look at pictures of them and you're like, these like long-legged little frogs, and then you realize that they're small. It took me a long time to realize that.
I will say, be careful with your uses of tiny and small. Are they actually small?
I believe they're actually. You know what? Let's go look. So let me go to Kholo first. No, let me go to Tripkee. I almost said.
I know they're not tiny.
They're not tiny, no, but I think they are small. Let's check me though. By all means, page 36. Okay, go. Look at the little guy. Look at him.
The little guy.
Their size, small, baby.
They are small. Okay.
Yeah.
You said tiny first, so I had to correct.
Well, I said teeny tiny as in like, like adjectives.
They're not sprites.
It's true. Look at the little guys though. They look so cool. Oh, look, that's a brand new, I haven't seen this type of art before. That's really gorgeous. I like them. I like the little guys. They're so cute. They have, the nice thing about Ancestry is that most Ancestries have, the Ancestries have heritages. When you're building your character, you get to pick a heritage. So like, even if you pick a human, you get to pick what flavor, for lack of a better term, of human you are when you build your character. That's why, for the record, you could have a party of all Tripkees and they'd all be very, very different. You could have a party of all Tripkee oracles and they'd still all be very different pending your choices. So that's one of the things I absolutely adore. But for example, the heritages for Tripkee, like you can be a poison frog, you can be a poison hide Tripkee, or a snap-tongued Tripkee, which is like, you know, if you like that, the aspect of like, I want to be a frog and I want to grab things with my tongue. Sticky toe Tripkee, so you can kind of climb all over things, and thick skin windweb. I'm trying to go backwards now. Riverside.
Going over everything.
Yeah, I'm just reading the heritages.
Some of those are brand new.
Brand spanking new. All right, take it away, Waffles. Talk to me more about Tripkees, but then I want to go back to the Kholos.
Okay, so for everyone, when I'm doing this, I check the differences in heritages and level 1 feats, and then anything else that like vastly stood out. So that's kind of where the knowledge will stop. There are probably more differences in here. That would just take a huge read. So, Tripkee, prior Gripply. I didn't include in this renames, like Poison Hide Tripkee was Poison Hide Gripply. Like I didn't worry about that.
Sure.
So if they just replaced Gripply with Tripkee. But Tripkee gained 2 heritages and 2 feats. Did not lose anything, which is good because when I looked at them compared to some other ancestries, they were missing a lot.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So they gained the Riverside Tripkee, which basically gives you a 15-foot free swim speed.
Which is pretty huge, pending what your campaign is like.
Yep.
I do like though that it's like, here's a brand new thing and here's one line. Respect, honestly. Yep. Enough said.
Riverside Tripkee. You grew up by the river. You can swim.
GG.
GG. They also gain Thick Skin Tripkee as a heritage. So they get 8 hit points instead of 6 from their ancestry, and they'll get a +1 to poison and disease.
Do you think it's because they have thick skin?
Possibly. Interestingly enough, and I'll mention it later, a similar one for goblins? ?
Hobgoblins?
Is there goblins?
Or kobolds?
No. Kholo, I guess.
Oh. Spoiler alert. We'll get there.
No, hobgoblins. You're right. Hobgoblins. My bad.
I'm always right.
Hobgoblins lost a very, very similar feat or heritage and didn't get anything to replace it. So it's kind of interesting.
I know one thing about kobolds that's very different based on the new dragons.
What's that?
They're not based on colors anymore. Spoilers.
Oh my gosh. Spoiler alert.
Okay.
I still got 2 more. I got feats with Tripkee. They gained a feat called Croak Talker. This basically lets you... Yeah, it lets you communicate with... This is like everyone's dream, honestly, if they're like, you go Tripkee Druid or something. I don't know. But it lets you communicate with like the simplest of frogs, and you can use diplomacy with animals that have the amphibious trait. So like you can make impressions on them, maybe get them to follow you eventually, etc., etc.
You get to actually be a frog, you know, not just be a frog.
You're actually a frog.
Be a frog. I love it. I had no colors. No colors. They're monochrome now. No, I'm kidding. We'll see in a second. I really belatedly realized this, so I did want to ask. Don't laugh. I know we're like 45 minutes into the stream, and I just remembered to ask this. But you know what? Better that the next amount is corrected if it's bad. Are our audio levels okay? Is Waffles too loud? Am I too loud? Are we close enough? Are we similar enough? I did just want to check. And also welcome, Mr. Ashikek. I'm not going to be able to say that correctly. That's okay.
Akea-kek.
Mr. Keck. How about that?
Keck. Everyone wants to be a Mr. Keck.
Okay. I love it. Okay, cool. Thank you. I'm glad we sound good. Thank you. I would hope at any point, this is open reign, like if you ever come onto our stream and are like, I just can't hear Waffles or something like that, like by all means, please say something in chat. I will bless you. I bless you. Let us know. We don't know. We do our best though.
All right. They got one more feat.
We echo because we sit right next to each other. Yeah, it's my fault.
It's usually me on her mic.
Yeah, it's okay. My bad.
We got one more feat. They gained the Terrifying Croak feat, which is basically similar to Intimidating Glare. It lets them demoralize a creature within 30 feet if you don't share a language. The interesting point is if they're successful at the demoralize check, the other person can't reduce the frightened condition below 1 for an entire round.
Well, wait, what?
Yeah, that's just part of the Terrifying Croak feat if you go look at it.
That's sick. I love that. That's really, really awesome.
I'm probably because the frog's still there and croaking. Not dying, but croaking.
The amount of puns I just pictured in my head if a Tripkee goes down in combat. Yes, I had the moment there. All right.
They just croaked.
Awesome. Thank you. Look at this. Okay, we're gonna zoom in one more time. Or are we? I can do it.
This is you had one job. Show the amazing art. There we go.
Look at it. They're so technicolored. It's trippy. I really like it. Which kind of frog do you think they're? Poison frog?
A poison hide, yeah, for sure. That's what I would make my poison hide look like.
Awesome. All right, let's jump to Kholo. We're gonna just.
We're just jumping to Kholo now.
Well, we were talking about Kholo before.
Yeah.
I'm chaos.
I got you.
Okay, this we have to look. Hold on.
Yeah, this is you. You go through all the. I got mechanics and feats and heritages. You show pretty stuff.
Look at how badass this, what I'm assuming a bone keeper of the Kholos are. We had in our Outcast and Outclassed campaign, we had a now Kholo character. One of the students at this school was a Kholo. They were so shy and so anxious, and they were meant to be the bone keeper of their tribe or their clan.
Spoilers.
I
didn't even know that.
Oh, you didn't? I
Maybe I didn't listen.
I feel like that's not common knowledge. But anyways, I just look at this and I imagine little Anchor Root, all proud, dressed up in her full.
Right. But as Lana says, why does he have abs?
Why do you here? Do you need a better view of them abs? Look at them abs. Yeah.
I mean, if I ran on all fours, I would probably have abs too.
That's true. Listen, just because you're Kholo doesn't mean you can't be ripped. Absolutely. I see what you did.
You remember that old workout thing that it was just a wheel where you rolled your body out?
I'm thinking immediately of like the 60s or something like that they had the little just like vibrating machines.
Oh no. I think it was like, I don't want to misquote, but it was like a Richard Simmons-ish like type. Get this and it'll make you buff. But it was like a wheel with two handles on the side. You got on your knees and you just rolled yourself out flat and then back up to your knees.
Oh no! I mean,
that was the workout.
That sounds like it would work actually. So not gonna hate on it. Anyways, all right. So Kholo are hyena-like humanoids. So there was, we haven't, I don't think there's there yet in the remaster, but there is a rare archetype called Shunies. They are basically pug-like humanoids.
Not an archetype.
Did I say archetype? I'm so sorry.
You
Ancestry. They both start with A's. Yes, there's an ancestry. Thank you for calling me out. That are basically pug-like humanoids, which I personally flavor as dog-like humanoids. So the difference between Shunies and Kholo are actually hyena-like humanoids. That's the main difference. And like we said, they're not as quote-unquote evil in Pathfinder 2e. They are absolutely a playable class. They're not just like the monsters. They're not just the villains. But I think that I like how they kind of included it in the lore here. They say that they have bad reputations, but they're not. The truth is more complex. They're eminently practical and pragmatic hunters and raiders. and there's lots of really awesome lore on all of our ancestors. Honestly, it's really cool.
The way I look at it, and I could be wrong, in my like head canon, Shunies are more integrated with society than Gnolls. Gnolls are still kind of nomadic.
Yes, and like clan based, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. That's a good kind of distinction. Shunies are pugs
Shunies
without
have
the
been
breathing
domesticated.
issues. See, that's why I sort of reflavor them as like different I just don't like I'm a huge animal person. I'm a huge dog fan. We have 2 puppers that sometimes show up on camera.
But she hates pugs
No.
with a passion.
So
Blast her. Put her on blast.
it's not true. Fake news. Absolutely not. I just feel so bad when I hear about all the breathing issues and everything like that. So I don't want to like highlight or kind of pedestal pugs as much. Though, yes, Nyx is one of our puppers. Although I will say, really random tidbit that I saw, Waffles, I think you shared this with me. There is somebody, was it in Ireland or something like that, that is breeding healthier pugs, kind of re-elongating their snouts.
No, it wasn't pugs, actually. It was French bulldogs.
Oh, really?
But
Okay.
Very, very similar looking snouts.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's French bulldogs.
Check it out, though, because they actually look amazing. They look so much
They look
better.
like dogs. They're French bulldogs with actual snouts, and I imagine they don't have breathing issues.
Yeah, they're really awesome. Pugs are awesome, yes, regardless
Yes,
of
pugs
what
are awesome.
Waffles wants me to say.
The pugs are awesome, regardless of whether Syrup hates them or not. Okay, Kholo. Prior Gnolls. They got 3 heritages.
Great.
Cave Kholo. You lived in a cave, you get dark vision.
Makes sense.
This one's interesting. I want you to scroll to it to make sure I'm.
It's right
Oh,
here.
I'm right. I see it. I see it. Yeah, I see it on there. A dog Kholo. I thought the naming convention was interesting. But basically, you move on all 4s, but you can still be biped for like fighting. So you're more like a bear, kind of. Like you can run on all 4s. So you have a 30-foot move speed.
Well, so if you have both hands free, you can increase your speed to 30 as you run on all 4s. That's kind of cool. I like that flavor.
It is cool.
You said there was only 3. Did you mean 3 new ones? Because there's more than 3.
Oh yeah, 3 new ones. I'm only highlighting differences.
Okay, cool.
And then you have the winter Kholo, which is you get cold resistance, half of your level, and cold effects are 1 less extreme.
It's because you got that fur. Got that boots with the fur.
Got that fur. You're a husky.
I'm gonna read through the overall all of them just for people that are brand new to Kholo. Ant Kholo, which are big-eared. So interesting. Oh.
What about Uncle Kholo?
Your sharp-featured big-eared Kholo, about 3 feet tall. 3 feet tall? Excuse me? Your size is small instead of medium? I'm in love.
A small Kholo?
You're trained in deception, and then people are skeptical if you're that you are in fact a Kholo. That's hilarious. You get a +1 circumstance to deception, and that's cute.
I bet that's what Bonekeeper from O&O was.
Nope.
Nope, not an ant Kholo?
She wasn't
Wow.
small. She wasn't small. Cave
She seems small.
Cave Kholo you mentioned, Dog Kholo you mentioned, Great Kholo. You're an imposing, powerful Kholo. Tawny fur. So this is you get 10 hit points from your ancestry instead of 8. So this just makes you like a healthier, sweet breath Kholo. If you have a dog, you know that's not true. You are with an oddly pleasant breath. That's a very weirdly specific thing. You can use to entrance your prey. Okay, all right, cool.
Diplomacy +1 or something?
Yeah, circumstance bonus to +1 to make an impression. Also, you're trained in diplomacy.
Oh, I missed my push to talk. There are a lot of heritages with that. I think it's supposed to be a bigger part of the game than I am used to.
Yeah.
Making impressions on people.
I think that's one of those rules that like either you play with or you don't. It's just very much like if you are probably to the T, probably doing adventure paths, especially Pathfinder Society play, probably doing all those. One of the things that we do, the reason we love Pathfinder is all of the subset of rules. There is a rule for everything, but that also allows us to choose kind of how deep into it you want to go. I love roleplay. I love kind of having very rich interpersonal exchanges and such. So I'm not likely to use Make an Impression. I know it's there, but I'm not likely to use it as often anyways, because I'm just like, if you said really shitty things and you rolled really well, that's not going to happen. But I've also done it where I still make you roll, and I adjust with a penalty or a bonus based on how well you did as well. So that's always that. What's going on in the chat?
I'm just talking about the cold resistance being meh.
Oh, is it?
It's kind of one of those like diplomacy. Like if you don't use that rule, or like if you're never traveling to cold, then why are you taking it?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, it's definitely, you're always going to be making those choices of like, is this a flavor choice or is this a min-max choice?
Yeah. Did I grow up in the cold and I just want to destroy my heritage and not gain dark vision? Yep.
Yeah. Fair enough. Okay, cool. So yes, there's our Kholos. Which one?
Hear me out though.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Sorry, I know you said which one.
Oh, that's fine.
If they change these cold resistances to like, no, that would be too broken. Just kidding. I take it all back.
What it was, we'll never know.
We'll never know.
So, that was our Kholo. That was our Tripkee. Before that, what's next, Waffles? Take me through the cool stuff.
The cool stuff? You don't want the boring stuff?
No, I'm not here for boring.
Okay. Let's do Kobold.
Let's do Kobold. Come. Wait, guys, I found it. I found the tiny Kholo.
Oh, that's the little.
It's so tiny. It
looks so goofy.
Oh my god.
It doesn't even look like a.
Why did they
Kholo.
do this? They made it have blush. They made it ooh woo. They did it dirty.
It's very ooh, but it's frowning. It's a frowning ooh.
Look at that hair. That's a statement.
It's like
hair.
a ooh woo.
Fair enough. All right, we're at our kobolds.
Okay, kobolds are cute. Still, that didn't change. No longer. They are still cute. So they lost the cave climber heritage. You no longer have free climbing speed with kobolds if you want.
Aww. Look at this little guy.
Look at that dude. He's so cute.
I like that his hood is pointy because his ears is.
Yeah. The cavern kobold, nothing changed. You were just renamed to cavern stalker kobold. I'll leave the biggest one for last because Syrup will probably have more info on it for y'all. The spell scale kobold was just renamed to spell horn kobold.
Okay, so just renames, but not so much changes in the actual. Okay.
A couple of renames, but they didn't change. Like it wasn't like Gripply to Tripkee. They actually changed the important word. So like, interesting to me, spell scale to spell horn. Like if you kind of think about that, and they're kind of getting away from dragons a little bit. Like
that
okay.
makes sense. I mean, if you look at this little baby boy right here, they don't have scales. They look more like newts than.
That's true.
Lizards. Well, no, and lizards rather, not. I said the wrong.
Dragons, maybe.
Maybe.
Fish have scales.
Yes, thank you. Yes, and look, they look less like fish. That's what they were definitely going for.
They lost Draconic Sycophant.
Draconic Sycophant.
Basically, they don't get bonuses against dragons anymore.
Look at the body.
And then they lost Slither, which is, I'm pretty sure, the feat. But nope, that's a heritage as well. No more tight space movement.
Ooh, interesting. I wonder why.
I don't know. That one was interesting in my opinion. I thought they would gonna replace it. I thought when Cavern Kobold got renamed to Cavern Stalker, they were gonna include Slither with it.
That makes sense.
But it doesn't.
Okay.
And then the last one, the big one, this is probably one you'll want to read more on. Dragon-scaled kobolds were replaced by element heart kobolds.
Ooh. When you hatched,
there's-
you imprinted on a creature strongly associated with one of the elemental planes, such as elementic or genie. So you get to choose air, earth, fire, metal, water, or wood for your elemental benefactor, and you gain resistance to half your level to that damage type. So they wanted that flavor still of like having different kinds of kobolds, but because they're no longer associated with dragons, they went with the elements. I don't mind that. I think that's a really nice solution.
Yeah, I said they were replaced, but I literally see dragon scaled above element heart, so I am wrong.
I think. Huh? Yeah.
Yeah, so I messed up on that one, just very slightly,
No,
you know.
it's okay. So dragon scaled kobolds, thanks to your Warren's association with the dragon. So okay, so they still associate. So if your Warren associates with the dragon, then you gain some benefits from them, or so it seems to be how that.
Yeah, and
goes.
it's more associated rather than like derived from almost.
So let me read a little bit about kobolds, because I may have been very, very wrong about how we associated them with dragons. I said that they're not, but maybe they are still.
I think they're not descendants of dragons anymore, but that's just a guess. Please
Yeah,
comment,
there's a
correct
bit
me.
here. So every kobold instinctively understands the importance of power, and many are inclined to venerate those who have it, whether they be mighty dragons, cruel fiends, imperious fae, or even ancient artifacts. Kobolds seek out these alliances out of a sense of pragmatism. After all, who would dare bully a kobold who serves an ancient dragon? But also because kobold eggs incubated near such loci of power take on physical traits and sometimes abilities similar to those of the Warren's benefactor. That is how they kind of flavored it. That makes sense. So it's no longer like you're a different color for the dragons, because they totally changed how the dragons operate, but they still kind of made them, if your egg, so to speak, is near it, then you can take on some of its abilities. I like that.
That makes sense.
Cool. That is awesome. Let's see. Ingenious crafters, devoted allies. These reptilian opportunists, that's not it. However, these reptilian opportunists prove happy to cooperate with their other humanoids when it's to their benefit, combining caution and cunning to make their fortunes in the wider world. Look at this cautious and cunning buddy. It's just so cute. I really like them. Awesome. I like it. All right. What else you got?
All right, I'll go through.
Let me talk to chat. I keep forgetting. I see you typing
Good.
and I get jealous.
Talk to chat. Yeah, I'm typing real quick. Now you go actually talk to them.
Thank you. Hi, chat. How you doing? Hi to all the VOD viewers, too. I don't want everybody to be left out. If you're here on YouTube, hi.
Oh, yeah, I have one actually.
Okay.
If you're a VOD viewer here at this point, please get down to the comment section and tell us what your favorite singular change was. Well, I'm talking like, I just want to know like one feat, not I love oracles. Like, what is your one feat, your one heritage, your one ancestry that got changed?
Yeah, whatever you do, don't write I love oracles.
Please, no.
Don't do
Zero I love oracles.
Don't do it.
I'll ban you from YouTube somehow.
Just better not do it. Stares at the camera. Okay. Ratfolk getting a new level 17 feet. Spoiler! No, kidding. I'm really excited.
I didn't include that one, so I'm going to look it up right now.
Oh. Let's see. So what's going on, chat? Let me actually go back. Sonic for metal kobolds for heavy metal part confirmed. I love it. The blue kobold art is from the Crown of the Kobold King module. Yes. Cool. Kobold identity crisis. I've missed so much. How could I? I'm so sorry. Kobold.
The world moves on without you.
I know. How dare it, honestly. Gonna pop out. Thanks for the info in chat. Thank you, Paul. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And don't forget, you can absolutely catch up on this later if you so choose. We're gonna put it on YouTube. I love oracles. Lana, I love you. Take that. Okay.
All right, we good?
We are, after this very smooth and flawless shout out to, which is we are really, really close to 1K on YouTube. So actually, if you are here and you like us, please go, we have the link in chat, go subscribe on YouTube. It's free, and closer, we're literally like 30 some away, I think, from 1K. If we get to hit 1K, we get, helps us monetize, helps us support what we do, so go check it out. And thank you.
It helps us ask you less for money.
It's true. It's true. All right, Waffles, what's next?
Some quick hitters. Catfolk, 0 changes.
0?
I do want you to scroll up and see the rainbow Catfolk art that I really, really liked.
I'm skipping
That's
down.
just a personal request, but I had 0 changes. Again, I checked differences in heritages and level 1 feats. That was my big check on this. So if they got a level 15 feat, don't come yell at me.
I'm gonna yell at you, don't worry.
That's not it.
What? Oh, where am I going?
I don't know. There's one rainbow watercolor looking Catfolk that I thought was really nice, and I just wanted you to
Not
find
here.
it. What the heck? I don't know.
Maybe it's
okay.
later.
I failed.
I bet you it's gonna be one of the classes or something.
Probably.
We'll definitely
Okay,
find it.
that's all good.
We'll hunt it down. There's a few changes to Catfolk in terms of wording. Catnap. Let's look at Catnap.
Does the wording change the rules? That would be my question.
Sometimes it really depends, because if they rephrase something because of the ambiguity, then that will change things. You can regain your energy quickly with a brief nap. You sleep for 10 minutes, after which you gain temporary hit points equal to your level that lasts for an hour. I like it. I like that one. I love the flavor. I really, really do.
Yeah, I always like when they're like Catfolk. They gave so much flavor. They're like, you have a feat to land on your feet, huh? You can take a really quick cat nap and get some stuff like.
Absolutely. I imagine I'll grow to dig the more varied kobolds long term, but in the immediate, I feel weird about the disassociation from dragons. I get it, but dragons always have kobolds. Kobolds always have a dragon. Feels so central to them. I understand that. I really do. I think that there's some things that to me, I always try to remember, right? Like some of these things they did just because they thought it was good flavor, and some of the things they had to do. And I do feel like this was a natural next step due to the changes of the dragons that they had to do. So
Yeah, they still have like
grace.
warrens that will live beside and serve dragons and stuff. So
9
Yeah.
lives gives you dire hard.
9 lives gives you die hard.
Why are they no cowfolk? Let's homebrew one
Yeah.
for Ilana.
We have you can play as an awakened animal cow.
Sure. You could.
Kung Fu into the fist.
All right, I do want to be mindful of time. So, what are some of the heavier should I scroll through Waffles? You know what's here, and I don't want to miss anything. Should I scroll through the Ancestries real quick? Honestly, looking at just like the styles and the cool people, and we'll move on from there. What would you like?
I can give you heavy hitters mechanically, and you can scroll to them, or if you want to scroll through and just hit some style, like we're trying to highlight what's different, in my opinion. Like I think everybody kind of remembers what happened in the advanced player's guide if they were here, obviously.
Yeah.
And so if you want me to go through some differences, I can. If you want to just show off a ancestry or two or a class or two, please interrupt me and let me know.
Of the differences, for Ancestries, do we have any heavy hitters left?
Lizardfolk is one.
Lizardfolk. Okay, what about hobgoblins?
Hobgoblins, they lost one heritage, and it's the steel skin heritage I was talking about. So they don't get persistent recovering.
I don't. Okay, I see. Understood.
Yeah, you don't see it because they lost.
Yeah, it took me a second. My brain got there though. Look at this.
It just disappeared.
One of the things I wanted to point out with hobgoblins, this is just kind of theorizing a little bit, but I saw a lot of hobgoblin art and a lot of like additional. I've noticed in the past with the Chansha World Guide as well. There seems to be a focus more on hobgoblins recently, and that makes me very curious to see what's coming next for hobgoblins. I've just seen that the Breakfast Club are paying members, so to speak, of club.wafflesmaplesyrup.com, our breakfast club. When we went through the Chansha World Guide on our Discord in our private secret chat, there was one really, really amazing picture of like the hottest hobgoblin you've ever seen. So I that's kind of started. I was like, wait, what is with all these hobgoblins? This one's hot. But I definitely think something's going on with the hobgoblins that I'm excited.
This one's hot.
I wasn't expecting to find, I don't know, but they did it. So definitely check that out. Anyways, all right. Anything else? We did have a request for Tengu, so we'll definitely do Tengu.
Yeah, I'll go through Tengu. I have one quick hitter. Like Lizardfolk just lost a lot. So the feats Tail Whip, Razor Claws, and Shark Fangs all became one feat called Eruxi Armaments.
Ooh, okay.
So instead of having to take all of them, like they're all damages. They're do bludgeoning with your tail, do slashing with your razors, or piercing with your fangs. But now they're all one, and you just choose which one you're gonna do at the beginning of the turn. Basically, like a lot of monk type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. They lost the lightning tongue. They can no longer grab things 10 feet away.
That sounds a lot.
They lost Consult the Stars, which they can no longer have a free training per day in a skill. Basically, they would like consult the stars at night for 10 minutes, and the next day they would wake up trained in something that they weren't trained in.
Those are always hard for me to do.
Yeah, they're hard to keep up, especially in like campaigns that change days a lot.
Yeah.
They also lost Reptile Rider, so you no longer get a free ride feat, and you can't ride crocodiles and dinosaurs at level 1 as a Lizardfolk.
I'm sad. Oh wait, we were talking Lizardfolk this whole time, and I'd never scrolled down to Lizardfolk.
This is Lizardfolk, not Kobolds.
I'm going to. Oh, hello. I'm
Look at
okay.
that tail.
I'm great, y'all.
His tail recently fell off because it's a different color than his body, though.
Yes.
It's how lizards work.
Okay. I so apologize. I will catch up now. Bone magic, I will hear from chat. Understandable, to be honest. I got distracted. And bone magic allows you to choose an occult cantrip. It used to be just primal. Thank you. I love catching those things. Or primal spell list. There it is. Very, very awesome.
And then you wanted me to go over Tengu.
Tengu, yes.
You said we had a request.
We do a special request. Look, oh my god, the new art. Hold on. Look at the Isoki. Look at the Ratfolk. I don't know what accent he needs to have, but he needs to have a very thick accent. That's the vibes I'm getting.
He has a Princess Bride guy with the big mustache accent.
Yes.
I don't remember the name, but
I love it. I like it. What else we got? Oh, hello. I love it.
That's Splinter.
I just thought that at first, but then I was like, I got different vibes at the end. I had that initial reaction though. Anything with Ratfolk that is, if it's the simple stuff, or is any? Let's do just heritages. Any fun heritages with Ratfolk?
No. They literally don't. They lost a feat where they can no longer wear skulls to demoralize people.
Aw. Okay. That's fine.
And then chat says a level 17 feat. Oh yeah, I looked that up. Hold on. Okay, so level 17, they now have Ratfolk growth, I believe. No. I'm looking at Legacy.
Swarm?
My bad. Yeah, you please read it.
Okay, I was just, because we know rat swarms. This is wild. So level 17 feet here. You have to have rat speak. Once per day, you give a shrill whistle and point, and a massive swarm of rats pours forth from the surrounding terrain to fill a 30-foot burst with so many rats within 120 feet. The rats scurry over the ground and climb up walls and surfaces, biting and clawing as they deal 6d8. I love this. And you can okay, that's good. You can dismiss it as well. They continue to swarm for the next minute. And it becomes difficult terrain. But you and your allies are allowed to pass through normally. So many rats. I love it. We are the rats. Runs back in. Did I hear rat?
Rat, giant rat.
I look at them. They're so cool. Uncanny cheeks. Uncanny cheeks. You got cheek pockets. Prescient.
They've always had cheek pockets.
You
though.
gain the prescient. I don't care. I like.
Don't you remember my Johnny Depp rat?
Yeah. Okay. We
I
have to
kept
take a
stuff in the
moment for
pockets.
this. We had the fun time of being a part of I forget what the whole thing was called, but it was basically a bunch of Pathfinder 2e or Pathfinder creators all doing this like one big battle royale a la Smash. And we had a team, and of course we had to like flavor our team, and our
Of course.
of course, who we have to have some fun. And we did a
Super Smashfinder.
Super Smashfinder, yes. And we did a all Johnny Depp inspired crew. And then we all had puns in our name. No, it was not syrup flavored. It was Johnny Depp flavored, and it was the best thing ever. So what was you were the Mad Ratter, if I believe.
I was the Mad Ratter instead of the Mad Hatter.
Yes, the Mad Ratter.
We had an Edward Scissored Hands.
Edward Scissorhands. We were all we were all Dhampirs. We were all vampires.
Yeah, we were all vampire rats. Yeah.
But we were all vampire, and we weren't all rats. I know. Were we all rats? No, I don't think so.
We were all you. Oh no. We weren't
yeah.
all Yusoki. We were all.
But we did the puns
Dhampir.
based on our ancestries, is what I recall.
Yeah.
And I don't even remember who I played, but it was a lot of fun. Okay, I'm done.
I do remember our team's name was Into the Depths.
Into the Depths with 2 P's. Yes. Amazing. Okay. We had the request for Tengu, so Tengu time. Let's do it.
Yeah, I'll read you the 2 quick changes, and then you can go over the ancestry as a whole. Okay.
Yep. Sorry, Art.
So they added a feat called One-Toed Hop, which is a one-action vertical leap that does not trigger reactions.
Ooh, I like that.
And then they lost a feat called Waxed Feathers, so they don't get a +1 against water-traded spells anymore.
Interesting. Tengu are massively featured in the Tianxia World Guide, where we learn a lot more about their like society and some of their section of the world, as well as where they're normally found. So I'm sure that this doesn't have as much detail, but if you really do like Tengus, highly encourage you to check out the Tianxia World Guide. So for our Tengu folks, he's gone, but you get to see his wonderful Kirby blanket. Did you have any particular questions when it came to the Tengu? Feedback. Jeremy. No, Jeremy. Why are you calling me out? No, okay. I have only respect for the furry community. I really do, honestly. Anyways, did you have any questions about the Tengu, or I have to stall until Waffles gets back? Otherwise, this is gonna be real awkward. So, let's talk about. Let me see if there's anything very, very interesting in their descriptions. Because the one thing that
I'm back.
Oh, hello. They don't have the thing with the language, right? That they do in D&D.
They do not. I also think D&D is getting rid of that.
Yeah.
Not that this is a D&D thing, but you know.
Yeah.
It's very it's fun. It's very constricting if you ever want to play one in a campaign.
Let's see if there's super linguists. They're conversationalists, and they do have additional language. Well, everybody does. No, they don't have anything particularly special. Did they have something like mechanically feedback from last time?
Maybe there was a heritage or something in 1E.
Oh, in 1E. Gotcha.
Yeah, I think 1E to 2E changes are a little wild because 1E included a lot of like this ancestry or this class is this, and they so like I don't know this, but I assume they would call Tengu just super linguist, and then you would get to pick up 3.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Heritages didn't change?
For Tengu, no.
Dogtooth, Jinxed, Mountain Keeper, Skyborn, Storm Tossed, Taloned, and Wave Diver. Ooh, swim speed. That's cool. Awesome. All right. Okay, so we went through, I think, most of the ancestries. So again, we're not gonna be able to go through every single thing. We do have versatile heritages in this book, so let me talk very briefly about what versatile heritages are. This is something that I think for the newbies to Pathfinder 2e said affectionately, this is another thing that Pathfinder does, I think, impeccably. You don't have to pick, like, let's say you want to be a vampire. And I promise this is not me just shitting on D&D. I just really am a huge Pathfinder fan. If you wanted to play a vampire in the past, I always was like, I'm not anything else. I'm just a vampire, right? And you don't have to do that, because the way they handle versatile heritages, and I say vampire, in Pathfinder they're called Dhampirs. Versatile heritages allow you to basically, instead of taking the ancestry heritage feat, or picking the heritage of the ancestry that you have chosen, you're able to go and get a versatile heritage instead. So they keep it balanced in that regard, but you're able to do unique, cool things. So you can play a Tengu and also be a Dhampir by choosing the Dhampir versatile heritage. So did you catch anything major changes with versatile heritages, Waffles?
I did. That's one of the things I went over. You just want me to run through them real quick? They're not huge. It is a lot of words that don't mean a lot. So I'll go real quick. So Dhampirs. The feats. You get to hear me try to pronounce things. The feats Straveka and Svedocher are now lineage feats.
Oh, those are, you get to pick lineages?
I believe so. So if you scroll up real quick.
It's down here on the bottom left, and then it's at the top right.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
No, you're good.
In my opinion, from what I read, it doesn't change anything. It just highlights them in a different area. I think they're still feats.
Yeah, they're you get to choose. So when you pick your versatile heritage, you pick the feat. You get to pick between these two, which is really interesting.
Is that what it says?
Yeah, the following feats are available to Dhampir characters. Dhampir can select any of the following lineages. You gain all these things, and then you can select from Dhampir feats whenever you get an ancestry feat. So yes, it's your heritage feat. That is your heritage feat.
Okay. Good. So they also lost the feats. A very big long A word that I have no clue how to say.
Oh no, I can't even see it.
I'll post it in chat real quick. That is one of the feats they lost.
Okay. I won't try to say it.
Adhyabhao is how I would say it.
I don't know. Anyways.
Yeah. Selrao and Rushi were various other lineages that they just lost, period.
Anything new?
No, they lost two more. They lost the feat Nocturnal Charm and the feat Old Soul.
Interesting.
Old Soul is kind of powerful, so Nocturnal Charm's just that +1 in diplomacy. But Old Soul is you got 2 free training skills because you were over 100 years old.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
So you just got 2 free skills. Yeah.
I think we talked about this with Player Core 1, but I believe hold on. I'll get to that. We should do Dragonblood first. My bad. I'm all out of order here. Anything major with Dragonblood?
Everything I looked at, it seems strong. From what I believe, it is just a new versatile heritage, period.
Yes.
Everything about it is new.
So let's look at this brand new heritage. Versatile heritage, anyways. Dragons are powerful creatures, and many have involved themselves deeply in the lives of others. Some might be treated with reverence by a group of smaller humanoids acting as their protector, or in rare cases, deity incarnate. Others take on a humanoid form to live within a civilization as their neighbor's equal, sometimes hiding their true identity to observe or manipulate. Whatever the dragon's intent or actions during these times, they leave an indelible impression on the people they encounter, whether or not those people realize it. A child may be born as a result of such an influence, and these offspring are known as Dragonbloods. So it is basically I think this is what Duval would love to play, I think.
Yep. You can make any humanoid a Dragonblood instead of being like, I'm a Kobold.
So it's uncommon, as we mentioned.
Yeah. It also seems quite strong from a mechanical standpoint, but I'll let you keep going.
Makes sense for the fact that it is uncommon. So you do get to pick lineages just like Dhampir, so you get to pick your flavor. I do like that, because I think it used to not be that way, and so now that even if you pick a versatile heritage, you're still able to flavor yourself in some capacity.
It kind of used to be that way, but you would have to waste your level 1 feat on it.
Right, understood. Okay, so you can only have the one of these lineages, and you again select it at level 1. So you can be an arcane Dragonblood. Okay, so it follows the dragons. Arcane, divine, occult, or primal. That makes perfect sense to me. You get breath weapons, it seems like. You get an aspect. So this actually knowing summoner, specifically the summoner with a dragon idol on, and how they handled that, this is giving me a lot of those kind of similar vibes of like getting some of those aspects and as you connect with your Eidolon as well. So
I think they pulled a lot of that.
Yeah, I do see that as well. Oh, wait, this is badass. So again, you can be a Dragonblood with any ancestry. So let's look at this art, because that's really, really, really cool. So you have
The Ysoki looks sick.
I went down and I was like, wait, hold on. We have to do this one at a time. So let me try to bring this into focus here. So you have their classic, what one would envision with a Dragonborn, but let's look at some other ones. Oh, look at this. This is like a dragon blood elf, I think.
Yeah, probably elf, because there's no tieflings in Pathfinder.
They look so cool. And let's go to the right here. Look,
I thought the Ysoki looked the sickest.
A Dragonblood Ysoki, a divine dragon. This is so cool. I want to play this character.
It's just a big anime right there.
I like it. They're amazing. They're brilliant. This is such a
Those
cool...
wings make me think that you do get wings eventually for one of your Dragonblood feats.
Take a look. Oops, I went too far. This is a divine.
Oh, I saw it. It was a 9th level something Dragon's Flight.
Wing buffet. No.
Something Dragon's Flight.
Look, I just went right past that. Wait, no. The true Dragon's Flight is your wings have grown more powerful. So you already have, this one right here, Dragon's Flight. Level 5 feet, you have grown a small pair of draconic wings or have honed your use of the wings you've had since birth. You fly. So at 5th level feet, you get fly. Brilliant.
That's really good.
And then...
if you want to be OP and make your GM mad, take that.
Mm-hmm. And then the thing with fly, right? I think one of the big things with fly, correct me if I'm wrong, Waffles, you're my rules lawyer here, you have to maintain it, right? You have to stay in the air. Flying.
I will be honest. I am unsure on 2e rules. I know in 1e you had to make things called hover checks.
I don't think it's hover checks. I think you need to use...
I don't think you need to use an action or anything. I just think you can be... I think it's like D&D. I think you can just be knocked out of the air. But I'll go look it up.
Hold on, actually, I just read something.
Okay.
So you gain Dragon's Flight, level 5 feet. You gain a fly speed of 20 feet for this movement. But if you aren't on solid ground at the end of the movement, you fall. Okay. So level 5 feet, you can fly, but you have to land at the end of your turn. And then at level 9 feet, your wings have grown more powerful, capable of keeping you aloft longer. And now you just have a fly speed of 20 feet at all times.
Interesting.
What a queen. I agree. These look sick. If I recall, you have to do an acrobatics check if you're not on solid ground, but it depends on your environment. Wind speed is a factor for how high the DC is. Okay, that makes sense. I think that gets to be towards like falling rules and stuff like that.
I think that's super close to 1E too, so I'm not sure if they carried that over to 2E.
Cool. Let's look at some high level feats to see if there's anything super cool. Form of the Dragon. I love level 17 feats. I just think they're really cool. You can briefly transform into a paragon of your draconic ancestry. You can cast Dragon Form as an 8th rank innate spell once per day. This spell has the same tradition as your draconic exemplar. When you cast this innate spell, you must transform into your draconic exemplar. However, if you have the arcane Dragonblood, divine Dragonblood, occult Dragonkin, or primal Dragonblood lineage feat, you can instead choose any dragon of that tradition. That's pretty sick. I kind of like it. All right. Duskwalker Waffles.
Yeah.
Is Duskwalker... This is what I wanted to ask earlier. So in Player Core 1, there was... what's it called? There was... I'm blanking on it. They changed... It's no longer ASMR and like having demon or draconic blood or whatever. Not draconic, demonic blood.
Yeah.
They're called something, and I forget.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I forgot what they're called.
ASMR. Is this Duskwalker
No.
part of that? No? Okay.
No. Duskwalker is actually the first Duskwalkers manifested as the result of a bargain between two powerful psychopomps. They're actually related to Pharasma and the Boneyard.
Ooh.
So when they were first created by psychopomps, Duskwalkers were expected to perform roles that would serve the goddess of death, Pharasma. So basically, psychopomps created these, and now I assume they have gained their own free will and mated and stuff like that.
Cool. Very cool. And so is this brand new?
Fairly certain. I don't remember seeing it ever in the old versatile heritages. It's really hard to click between legacy content and not.
Oh, of course. Hey, chat. You can come at us.
It actually says legacy content here, so maybe not, but
It's not new.
it's not new. Yeah.
All right. Good to know.
Easy.
Easy.
I should know that because they lost something and gained something. So if they lost something, they couldn't be new.
That's true. That's very true. Okay, so we'll move on from them. All right, I want to gently time check. We've been at this for a little bit now, so let's
Yeah, we're getting into the big stuff actually.
Yeah, so let's kind of jump ahead. We'll skip our backgrounds here. We'll glance through any fun, pretty art. Some of this shit's really badass.
And Chad, I just put a link, a list of the classes that were gone over in Player Core 2.
Is there? I don't think we can go through every single one, unfortunately.
I don't think so either, but there are some good ones.
Which one would you like to start with? And then chat if you have any special requests, by all means.
I want to hit Monk, but I don't want to start with it.
Then let me ask.
We already did Oracle.
Yep. Champion. We'll start with Champion.
I actually want to hit Swashbuckler too, because a lot changed there.
Okay, so we'll do Champion, and then Monk, and then Swashbuckler.
Okay. Champion.
Oh my god, look at how happy this goblin is.
That looks like a champion alchemist goblin.
He's so
That's just a
happy.
pure alchemist goblin, actually. It's foaming at the mouth to kill people.
I need to
Alchemist
take a
goblin.
picture of this and send it to Carrick. I think this is the perfect representation of his old character from Extinction Curse.
You said champion of alchemy. Is that a thing? I don't think so. Nah, I listed all the causes. Get out of here.
All right, so I do also really like, if you are curious about any of these that we're not going through, they have samples in the books, which I really appreciate, of just like here's the type of character you can make as you go in, just kind of flavorful, and I think that helps people when they have nowhere to start. Look at her, our barbarian iconic. Where am I going to champion?
Where are you going to?
Yes, which one did you ask for?
Champion.
Then that's where I go.
Deific weapon. Specifically.
All right, so
Right.
for those who are not familiar, champion is the paladin that you might be familiar with.
Ish.
If you were
Yeah.
saying, hey, what's the paladin, I would tell you champion.
True, but they also have well, they used to, they don't anymore, but they also had like a paladin subclass. They had a subclass literally named paladin.
Well, then I'm wrong. No, wait, which one specifically did you want?
Deific weapon, I think it's just one
Right
of their class things now.
Yeah.
It's not a big highlight, but it is, from a mechanical standpoint, it makes advanced weapons that you want to use. So say your Catfolk ancestry says you are proficient in Catfolk weapons. The Catfolk weapon is going to be an advanced weapon.
Oh.
It makes all advanced weapons be considered for martial weapon proficiency. So you can it kind of ties both of them together. You can take an advanced weapon and it becomes a martial weapon, which you're already proficient in as the class. So you don't have to go get extra weapon proficiency and blah, blah, blah.
I think that's really smart. I like that.
There's a 15-foot aura emanation now that includes all aura effects, period.
Is this a feat?
I
Oh,
don't
Champion's
think
Aura.
so.
No, right here, right under it.
Yeah, it's just a thing. It's just a class
Yeah,
thing.
you're just surrounded by an aura. That's amazing.
So basically, there used to be like, this fear aura is 10 foot, but this +1 AC aura is 15 feet. Now everything's 15 feet. So you don't have to measure 16 different things.
All right. I like it.
Blessings replace allies. So there used to be like allies of armaments, shield, swiftness, and now there are blessings of armament, shield, swiftness.
Okay. Oh yeah,
Not big.
blessing of the devoted, third, blessed armament, blessed shield, blessed swiftness. Very, very cool. Okay.
Yep.
I have personally not played champion, so I'm relatively less. I should,
Yeah.
but I just don't have as much to compare.
I've played one. The big change here is the causes, because they are now listed as holy or unholy rather than evil, good, or neutral.
Right. Okay, cool. So you have, as always, the way it works is
Desecration?
edicts and anathemas, but we have desecration, which would be unholy, and grandeur, which is holy. So desecration, I guess is that.
Those aren't the only two, but yeah, go for it.
Yes, I was gonna say like, wait, where are the others? There's more. In iniquity,
lot more.
unholy. So you have all of these choices for causes, and they're simply separated by unholy or holy instead of what it was.
Yep. Most of them, from what I read, very straightforward in the word. So desecration.
Desecration.
Desecration. I can't say the word. Desecration, iniquity, both unholy. Grandeur, redemption, both holy. Justice, liberation, and obedience. You can choose to be holy or unholy, or you can just deal spirit damage, period.
Oh, you
from a
don't have to
mechanical
pick. I really appreciate that, actually.
Yeah, from a mechanical standpoint, deal spirit damage. But you could, I understand if you're like, I'm justice and I'm holy. Like, makes sense too.
You can still choose. Understood. Very cool.
Yep. And then they have a lot of new feats. I only included one.
Sure.
Because as a Magus, I really appreciated it. So they have a feat called Defensive Advance. 2 actions. You get to raise your shield, run at somebody, so stride, and strike.
But that's what they're doing right here.
Basically, yeah. So it lets you get into the heart of battle instead of having to stand. Like, because champions were very, I stand here, I raise my shield, I'm big armor, please attack me. And this lets you actually move around the battlefield. So for 2 of your actions, you get to raise your shield. So it's raised. You can now do shield block on your reaction. You get to move once, which is not straight line in this game, obviously.
Yes.
And then you get to strike as well with your weapon, which is your weapon now has martial proficiency, as we learned above. So.
Now I will just scroll away from this, but not before saying wood. Anyways.
Which one?
No questions at this time. All right. Is there anything else for champion?
That is it for champion.
Okay. So we wanted curious about Sorcerer and Swashbuckler. So
I am gonna go over Alchemist real quick too. So
okay.
we're just gonna go over everything.
I don't think we have time for everything. So let's
We don't. I'm gonna be very fast. I promise.
All right, go for it.
Sorcerer.
Wait.
Now
Now we're going Alchemist.
Oh, am I going Alchemist first? I thought we were
already passed?
fulfilling chat.
Oh, gotcha. Fine.
Yeah, Sorcerer. They didn't do much to Sorcerer. They made some blood magic changes. They are very, very intricate in the blood magic changes because of how dragons change. There's no draconic. Draconic sorcerers are changed. There's now dragon exemplar if you get to pick from. That's something you'll have to go read. The big change to the class that I saw is all spells now do damage equal to the spell's rank. So sorcerers are now what everyone has always wanted them to be. They are a very basic class that goes boom boom. So Fireball does 3 more damage to everything it hits because it is a rank 3 spell.
Interesting.
If you heal with a rank 4 spell, it does 4 more healing. You are the class that has more damage than everyone else with a normal spell.
Okay. They fulfilled the request.
Yeah, it is. Hey, if you want to play a magic class and you are new to Pathfinder, play this and you go boom boom.
I like it. I love the badass art as always. Yeah, so there's finally a boost to Sorcerer to justify picking it over
Yes.
Wizard. Hell yeah, absolutely.
Other than innate spellcast.
This is a Nazgul, right, from Lord of the Rings, definitely. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Sorry, as I keep losing my voice. Is that it for Sorcerer for now?
Yeah, that's it.
All right, so let's jump to Alchemist, and then we'll do Monk and Swashbuckler. Sound good?
It does sound good. Alchemist, very simply, they added a versatile vial. I only want to do this because I played Alchemist once. So during your daily prep, you get to create 2 plus your intelligent mod of versatile vials. And then for every 10 minutes in exploration mode, you get 2 vials. And you can still do your exploration activities. But they're always the highest type you could craft. They add no bulk to the character. Mostly they're used for bombs, but eventually with feats you have more uses to include them in quick alchemy. So the importance of this, in my opinion, is when I played Alchemist, you had to designate all vials you would ever make.
Right.
And you could never have anything that you couldn't react on the spot. If you happened to run into a ghost and you didn't make any ghost bombs,
Right.
you're screwed. Good luck with your fire damage.
Yep.
So now you have these versatile vials that kind of let you oh, I need some healing, boom. Oh, I need some ghost, boom.
Okay. I like that a lot, actually. That kind of makes me want to play them more. Would you say that they've, as Mr. Kick in chat goes, so they've gotten buffs, basically, seems to be?
Yeah, big buff. And then at level 17, they now get master proficiency, which for some reason they never used to.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Master weapon proficiency, I should say. All classes did except them for some reason.
Right. That makes sense. Cool.
But yeah, they're big buff.
Okay, so sorry for skipping over Barbarian this time, y'all. We'll go to Monk.
Monk.
I'm excited for this one. So this may have been spoiled if you've been anywhere on social media. This has been going around, and I'm so excited to share it with you. And we get to that point. Can I share it, please, Waffles? Because this is the one that I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I might read the mechanics after you share it, but absolutely. So monastic weaponry change is the big one that the class gets.
Ooh.
So it now applies to any ancestry familiarity that you get as long as it has agile finesse in the weapon. So say I'd say Catfolk. I don't know if they have it, but if Catfolk has Catfolk weaponry mastery, and it gives you a agile weapon. It is now a monastic weapon if you're a monk.
I like this.
Yeah, automatically. So basically, you don't have to spend 2 feats to make it happen. You get 1 feat.
I like it a lot.
And then the other one's Godbreaker.
Godbreaker. Okay. First of all, we're going to enjoy the art together. Look at the badass badass. Aw, the statue's head got knocked on the ground. Rip statue. Okay. So, what was that you mentioned? What was this?
Godbreaker.
Godbreaker.
A level 20 feat.
There we go. We're gonna zoom on into this one, y'all.
It is the feat that makes monks now, basically.
If you've ever wanted to recreate your own Gaara from Naruto scene, or I could name 100. Oh my god, yes, Rock Lee, to Gaara.
I mean, Gaara was the one getting God broken.
You could be a very good friend and let your friend who's the monk do this to you. Or honestly, 100 animes. This is a really, really amazing feat. So 3 actions, y'all. 3 actions. You have mastered an ultimate grappling technique capable of breaking even the mightiest of foes. You hurl the creature 20 feet. Yes, if it was in the air. You hurl the creature 20 feet into the air, following behind it with a powerful jump, and then make an unarmed strike. If the strike is successful, you can do it again up to 2 more times, moving the creature an additional 20 feet directly up in the air with each strike. So you're just going bam, 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 going 20 feet, 20 feet, 20 feet up. The creature keeps the grabbed or restrained condition throughout the sequence. If you miss with any of the strikes, Godbreaker and the grabbed or restrained condition immediately end, and both of you and the opponent fall, taking falling damage as normal for the total height of your jump. Now, if all 3 strikes are successful, you immediately grab the creature and bring it crashing to the ground, dealing your unarmed strike damage plus falling damage to it. You land on your feet adjacent to the creature. You take no damage from the fall, and the creature remains grabbed or restrained by you. That is so dope.
It's wild. The only thing I'll say, the only downfall I've ever seen to this is you have to have the enemy grabbed or restrained at the beginning of your turn because it's a 3 action. Right. Which is
right.
It's not automatic, that's for sure, when it comes to high level creatures, and like you'll need Titan Wrestler as a feat, and then even being a monk, you'll have to have a pretty good check.
That checks.
But after that, you can destroy them. 80 feet up in the air, they take all the fall damage, you take none.
I like it a lot.
Yeah.
I just want to recreate the time where Bane breaks Batman's back. I mean, do that in the air and you're good.
Yeah. Just Dragon Ball Z them up 80 feet and then break their back.
Exactly. ¿Por qué no los dos? You could do both. So that was Monk. Is that it for Monk?
That is it for Monk.
Okay. What are we jumping to next?
Swashbuckler. One of my favorite classes. The only reason I want to include it. It also changed a lot. So.
Oh, interesting. Okay. The flavor of Swashbuckler is so much fun. So please take it away.
Yeah, it's a little easier. They got huge buffs. They're probably going to be the strongest class in the game if you know what you're doing. They have a thing called Bravado now. They used to have a thing called Panache.
Okay.
You had to collect Panache through skill checks. Panache could be used for various things. They now have a thing called Bravado. It is a trait added to like your skills. So basically, if you're a deception swashbuckler, Bravado is a trait that is going to be added to your deception skills. And if you like feint, and if you succeed at any Bravado check, you get Panache. Panache is now always applies precise strike damage.
Okay.
So at all times you'll get like a +1 or a +2. And it is only used actively for finishers. It used to be used for various things, now it's for finishers.
Okay, so it is solely for finishers.
Yep,
which makes
is,
finishers probably a bigger part of their thing as well.
It's a bigger part, and so finishers are a 2-action. Let's do an extra. If I hit, I do an extra 2d6 precision damage.
It does not always 2-action, so this is confident finisher. It's 1-action.
Oh, sheesh! They changed that too then.
The finisher trait is described on page 160. Let's look at that. Let's look at specifically what the finisher trait is, because I'm personally curious. Here we go. So key terms. Finisher. Finishers are spectacular finishing moves that use your panache. Like you said, finishers can be used only with weapons that deal additional damage with precise strike, agile or finesse melee weapons, or unarmed attacks for most swashbucklers. You can use a finisher only if you have panache, and you lose your panache immediately after performing a finisher. Kind of gets treated a little bit like hero points.
A little bit, yeah.
Once you use a finisher, you can't use actions that have the attack trait for the rest of your turn. That's important. Some finisher actions, if it didn't, then it wouldn't be called finisher. All right, some finisher actions also grant an effect on a failure. Effects added on a failure don't apply on a critical failure. If your finisher action succeeds, you can still choose to apply the failure effect instead. For example, you might do this when an attacker deals no damage due to resistance. Very cool.
Yeah. So like, I used to play a wrestling swashbuckler where like my main move would be to trip them and then like drop a knee on them as a finisher when they're prone, kind of thing. They now get a thing called Stylish Combat. So if your skill has Bravado, you always roll it as a +1 status bonus. So that just makes it really easy to get panache. And then multiple feats now just give you panache. So there's a feat called Elegant Buckler. Basically, if you have your shield raised and the enemy crit misses you, you get panache.
Okay.
Which means on your turn, you do a finisher. So it's a lot. I'll say it's a little more dumbed down, a lot more broken, for lack of a better word.
I know you say dumbed down. Like for me, I think it's more attainable or more
digestible
for someone like me, anyways. So I'd be curious to try it out. I think that could be a lot of fun.
Poor use of words.
Very flavorful. No, I mean, that's fine. You just hate everybody who didn't understand Swashbuckler. I understand. It's personal.
I mean, it's true.
Okay. So that's going to be it for, oh my gosh, look at the spell slime. That's going to be it for our class reviews. So I'm sure there's plenty. We're not going to be able to go through everything. We just won't have that time. So I will ask chat as before we go. I'm going to kind of scroll through generally and stop at some cool pictures. And I love looking specifically at... So we're definitely going to skip all of the multi-classing, all the archetyping, I think.
Yep.
But I'll glance at some spells. And we love our treasure trove as well. Mostly for... I don't say just for the pictures, but like for the really cool inspiration, honestly.
True.
So does that work for you? Is there anything major else that you wanted to look at, Waffles?
I'm not going to get into it, and you don't have to go look at it, but for anyone that cared about snares, like snare traps, they got
that's actually
vastly updated. Like more of a rework than that would be a stream in itself.
Would that be in the treasure trove?
I think it's actually its own section in here.
Interesting.
I could be wrong.
I'm gonna do a little searchy search.
Yeah, while you do that, I will answer a question. Is multiclassing more viable than in D&D? It is. It is. Yes, I'll give you two answers. Kinda, like 20% if you're playing normally, because you have to give up your class feat to pick an archetype feat, which is basically every even level. So like you're level 2, you get a class feat, you get your monk feat. Instead, you'll go pick up a sorcerer feat or something. It is really cool. I will say it. If you do multi-class, it is better than D&D. Is it more viable in that sense? Probably not, like 20% more. Now, Pathfinder 2e has
An alternative rule.
Yeah, alternative rules, and there's one that honestly, almost everyone plays, that I've seen at least. Almost everyone plays by. It's called free archetype.
Yeah.
And so basically, you can go, sir.
No, I wanted you to finish. I have something after you.
Okay. So basically, yeah, free archetype is every time you get a class feat, you get an archetype feat. And the archetype is basically your air quote multi-classing. So you can start as a barbarian and then level 2 multi-class into a monk or something. And it's for free.
Yeah.
It's literally just honestly, it's how the game should be played.
As chat is agreeing, free archetype for the win and all that. Yes, I only play with free archetype at this point. Now, the reason I also feel very passionately about this is because the important thing that I think when we think multi-classing and we think archetyping, it is that, and it's also different because there's different kinds of archetyping that you can do. So what I really like about free archetyping is that you don't have to pick up another class. Like, yes, you have a free archetype, you should be utilizing it every event level. You don't have to pick another class though to archetype into necessarily. There's also flavorful archetypes that you can do that very much. Was that?
Sorry. I wasn't trying to interrupt you. Can I go down a few? Just names. But instead of like, I'm gonna multi-class into fighter, you can multi-class into assassin.
Right.
You can multi-class into claw dancer.
Mm-hmm.
You can multi-class into a lore master. Like some of them are intelligence and have nothing to do with fighting. Like lore master, you get decipher writing. You can multi-class into a pirate.
Yes. Archetypes are also a lot easier this is from feedback. Archetypes are also a lot easier for the GM to allocate for the players for flavor reasons. Allocating free class levels gets messy, but giving players an archetype for free is very clean and smooth. Yes. The way they balance it with the archetype is that it is laddered in a way because, again, it works with the free archetype feat and it works with when even if you don't use the free archetype optional rule and you use the instead of instead of a class feat. You have the sort of prerequisites and then you go down this ladder of what you get for it, and it is balanced to be supplemented to your class. So it is not as messy as like what you said, feedback, as trying to get free class levels and like doing different things and blah 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 blah. It is well balanced and well thought out. Makes our lives a lot easier. I really like it. So going back to snares real quick, there is a whole section. It is in the treasure trove. There's a whole bunch of stuff in the treasure trove.
I'll be straight up honest. I don't even know what changed because I heard there was so much changes that just assume snares didn't exist prior.
Interesting. So it's like a brand new thing.
These are snares.
Cool. Yeah, we're not going to go through all of that stuff, but that is really good to know. Okay. So I kind of was able to find that, but otherwise we're going to, look at the little dragon hide armor. That's so cute.
Yeah, the treasure trove's cool. A lot of them are just remade stuff, but
look at all the rituals. So I went up to spells. I don't think, again, we're not gonna be able to look at everything. But I do like that there's more rituals or redone rituals. There's all sorts of things. I'm stopping for all the pictures, as you can tell.
Last chance chat. If you have any specific questions, now's the time.
It is. Now is the time.
She's looking at cool art, which means she's gonna take me away soon.
Imagine you act like, wait, look at the leshies. Oh my god, I love them. I know we had some Leshy fans earlier in our Discord. By the way, if you like hanging out with us and you want to hang out with us even when we're offline, I highly encourage you to come join us in the Discord. If you hung out so far, even more so. So if you're not there, come join us, and we have some. I'm gonna tease an announcement at the end of this. And if you want more information on that, Discord's a good place to be as well.
Cutting it out of YouTube. Get into Discord.
Oh no. Look at the little babies. They're so teeny tiny. I'm not ready. I can't.
All right, we got a chat question.
Yes. What
What are your favorite changes in here? Biggest thing you're looking forward to putting to use?
I'll let you answer first, Waffles. I have to think about that.
Straight up, Swashbuckler.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm going to. I'll be honest with you. I think I'm gonna play them once. I think I'm going to enjoy the heck out of it. I think they're going to be so powerful that I'm never going to play them again.
Interesting.
I don't really like powerful classes. I like classes that are a little hard to make work.
Yeah.
So I think that's what's going to happen. But I could imagine Zask, one of my old characters, being this kind of swashbuckler.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. My answer would be, I'm trying to think. It's going to be the way they redid the versatile heritages, both in Player Core 1 and Player Core 2, specifically Dragonblood. And yes, maybe the picture of this badass Yosoki Dragonblood swaying my opinion, but I'm very excited to create more characters with these heritages. Like, for me, the way I operate in terms of when I go to character creation, I actually don't tend to start with the class. I tend to start with a character concept. And so I love the Kirby mug, goodness. I do love your Kirby koozie. But I am more inspired by that. So I'm really excited to get my hands into the Dragonblood Ancestry, and then from Player Core 1, the thing that I cannot remember what it's called, the no longer ASMR.
Duskwalker?
No. In Player Core 1, like the actual, like how they combine the two. Yeah.
It's Nephilit and something
Nephilim.
else.
Well, yeah. I won't talk about that because I have thoughts.
Yeah.
Awesome. Hopefully that's good. Any other questions, y'all? I appreciate y'all hanging out with us.
I have one question. Can I go meta and make a question for us?
Oh my gosh. Yes, of course.
All right. What was your favorite question asked tonight?
Oh.
Go 3D meta.
Okay. All right.
A question about the favorite question asked to us as a question.
Okay. My favorite question was, is syrup a secret furry?
That's probably fair.
or from Lana, hot? Question mark? Syrup?
Hot?
Question mark? That's not what you wanted, is it? You wanted actual legit questions.
I wanted real things here.
I don't know.
All right, I'll go.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. My favorite question is actually, we got asked what I was wanting YouTube to answer for us. So it's like, what are your favorite changes here? The biggest things you're looking forward to putting on. So like that was my favorite question, because I think that gets into the mind of a person a lot.
Yeah, that's true. Chat, what's y'all's favorite thing from here that actually, let's use both chat right now as well as anybody in the VOD. We want to hear in the comments, what is some of the stuff that you've heard today that you're really excited for? That's a great question. And feedback's asking, not us.
We blame our chatters.
Yeah.
For asking you questions instead of us.
I didn't ask this question.
I didn't do it.
So much stuff though. I love the little designs. I know that there's normally like so much art, but I love that they have like little designs of just the items and stuff like that. It really helps my imagination when I GM to have all these little things. Momentary magic, ammunition, so much stuff. All right.
No.
I'm bringing us back to just our cameras for now. Want to talk frogs? Yes. I appreciate, honestly, all of y'all's questions, from those that are brand new to Pathfinder 2e and those that are checked us on our own knowledge. That is always super helpful, and I appreciate it a lot. So with that, thank you all so much for hanging out with us tonight. I'm going to tease, before we head out, some big news. If you have been here from before, know we had a wonderful, amazing, award-winning show, Outcast and Outclassed, that is unfortunately no longer live. So we are in the works for something new. That's all I'm going to say. But please keep an eye out.
I'll add to it.
Very, very soon.
It's big.
It is big. It is big. We're really excited for it, and I want you to be super excited for it. So if you are interested in potentially something new, maybe kosher, maybe not.
It might be kosher.
Might be kosher. Follow us on our socials or join our Discord. We're going to be announcing all of those things soon, very, very soon, maybe even the start of next week. Are you going to check out the playtest for Starfinder2e one day? If there's interest for it, definitely let us know. If you would like to see some Starfinder stuff, we can do that as well.
Yes,
we'll reach
please.
out and see if Paizo would be so nice as to give us a copy as well.
I will say, please, please, please beg Syrup for it, because I want to do the Starfinder.
Starfinder. Okay.
I love Starfinder a little more than everyone else around here. So
I mean, if chat wants it, then that's great. And if y'all in the VOD want to watch it as well, let us know in the comments. I could do that. This reminded me, I should say that big thank you to Paizo for providing us with this preview to show y'all. We just have to disclaimer that, so I wanted to say that. But sounds like we want Starfinder stars. Starry-eyed eyes. Okay.
space.
So again, I've said so many things, but thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. Thank you to everybody who's caught up on the VOD on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube. Make sure you follow us somewhere that you can get announcements, because we have some really cool things coming. And we could always, and we as always love bringing new people into Pathfinder, and probably Starfinder soon, because Waffles loves it so. Okay, y'all. Thank you so much. It was really a warm welcome to come back to streaming. So thank you so much. We love you all. Have a good night. Bye.
Bye.